Okay, good morning to all of you. I welcomes to all in our lecture series on statistical mechanics. That is your core paper 14, belongs to 6th semester BSc syllabus. In our last class, we have been discussed partition function. Okay, in detail we have been discussed, and we here this is nothing but called as your partition function or Boltzmann partition function, which represents how the particles are going to be distributed in each and every energy level of a whole system. So in detail we have been discussed. You have to remember this expression gi into e to the power minus epsilon I by kt. Here gi is your degeneracy of one compartment. So in detail we have been discussed in our last class. Then we have been discussed what is the value of the partition function for translational motion of a gas molecule, and we found that this will be this much. Z t, it is written as zt will be our partition function due to translational motion only. Considering translational motion only, it will be v by h cube 2 pi m kt to the power 3 by 2, or it can be written as v 2 pi m kt by h square to the power 3 by 2. I told to you that you have to remember this expression, which will be required in our future classes. So in our today class, we are going to discuss partition function and thermodynamical quantities or functions. Okay, or you can say representations of thermodynamical quantities in the form of partition function. In last class I have been told that by using partition function we can determine the different thermodynamical parameters or quantities, that is your Gibbs free energy, Helmholtz free energy, enthalpy, etc. So today we are going to be discuss those things. Okay, from our previous classes we found that entropy is proportional to thermodynamical probability, or this is the relation between entropy and thermodynamical probability. That is your S equal to Boltzmann constant ln W, here natural logarithmic. Okay, ln E sorry, log E, or you can write ln W, that we have been already discussed in our last classes. So it is known that entropy S and thermodynamical probability W are related by S equal to K log E W. Let it is your equation number 1. And we found that if the whole system is going to be divided with k number of compartments, and each compartment is going to be further divided with different number of cells, then thermodynamical probability of a particular macro state will be this one, W equal to n factorial. This is the product summation I equal to 1 to k gi to the power ni divided by ni factorial. Here it is not written in detail. That means W n1 n2 n3 up to nk. This is n1 n2 n3 is a particular macro state, and thermodynamical probability W of this macro state will be equal to how much? Total number of particle factorial, this one n factorial, into g1 to the power n1 into g2 to the power n2 up to gk to the power nk whole divided by n1 factorial into n2 factorial up to nk factorial, right? or this can be written as n factorial product summation 1 to k gi to the power ni divided by ni factorial. So w of n1, n2, n3 up to nk will be this much. So how the w value will be this much in detail we have been discussed in our last class. Step by step we have been discussed. You go for that, those videos. Okay, so here it is written only w means you just you have to just consider that it is written intrinsically, it is written uh, w n1 n2 up to nk. That means a particular, for a particular macro state, for a particular macro state n1 n2 up to nk, w is the thermodynamical probability or the so-called number of microstates. Thermodynamical probability, what we discussed, the thermodynamical probability is nothing but your number of microstates, number of microstates of a corresponding macro state. The number of microstates of a particular macro state is nothing but called as this one, w n1 n2 up to nk. I suggest how this w equal to this much came. You have to go for the last videos and you have to confirm over that. Okay, now we have to take natural logarithmic both the side of this equation number 1. Here you can write, you have to write, take natural log both the side of equation number 2. We get that log w, or this is log base e. Okay, log base e w, log base e, it will be n factorial, and here you can see that log of this one, that means log of this one minus log of this one. So I told that log e something, instead of log e we can write ln also. So you can write ln this term I equal to 1 to k gi to the power ni minus ln I equal to 1 to k ni factorial. See here also you can write ln w, ln n factorial, no problem. Okay, some books they have been written in this way, log e w. Some books they have been written ln. So here thereafter I have been written ln. So you just write ln. So here you can write ln, no problem. Okay, so here ln w will be equal to ln n factorial plus summation over I equal to 1 to k, this is gi to the power ni. See here it is product summation, that means g1 to the power n1 into g2 to the power n2. So whenever we are going to take the log, then it will be addition of each and every term. Okay, here you just see how it will be. See ln I equal to 1 to k gi to the power ni. Okay, so this will be nothing but your g1 to the power n1 into g2 to the power n2 up to gk to the power nk, right? So if I am going to write this one, then it will be ln g1 to the power n1 plus ln g2 to the power n2 plus up to ln gk to the power nk, right? Also it can be written as n1 ln g1 plus n2 ln g2 up to nk ln gk, right? So this can be written as summation over I equal to 1 to k ln g, sorry, ni g ln gi. Okay, so here it has been written that summation over I equal to 1 to k ni ln gi. Similarly, this can be written in the form of addition manner, that is summation over I equal to 1 to k minus ln ni factorial. Okay, so let this is your equation number 3. Now we have to use Stirling approximation, that is your ln n factorial. If we have, this will be n ln n minus n. This approximation also we have been discussed at the time of Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, when we have derived the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. At the time I have been also discussed that you have to remember this one approximation, that ln n factorial will be n ln n minus n. Okay, so now equation number 3 is going to be modified by considering Stirling approximation will be how it will be. So ln w, left hand side as such I have been written this one ln n factorial. See here n should be larger. Okay, when n should be larger and it's factorial, then and its natural logarithmic of the factorial will be this one according to Stirling approximation. So here n is large, the total number of particles. So we have to use the Stirling approximation for this term. Then we can found n ln n minus n, and here ni ln gi as such I have been written here ln ni factorial. Here also we can apply the Stirling approximation, that will be ni ln ni minus ni. So here previously one minus will be there, so so it will be plus. Let it is your equation number 4. Now according to Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law, what we found, ni, you just check your note. Okay, ni equal to gi e to the power minus alpha into e to the power minus beta epsilon I. Here you can see that this is your Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution derivation. At the end of this derivation you can see that we found this one, right? Ni equal to gi e to the minus alpha into e to the minus beta epsilon I. That expression I have been used there. Okay, so this one, and n equal to summation over each and every compartments particles. So n1 is the number of particle or molecule in the compartment 1, n2 belongs to compartment 2. So total number of particles or molecules will be summation over I ni, that is your capital N. So now the equation number 4 is going to be modified by considering these two expressions. What we are going to be found, see ln w, left hand side as such I have been written. So here n ln n, then I equal to 1 to k ni ln gi. Here ni ln, here ni is going to be considered as gi e to the minus alpha into e to the minus beta epsilon I, and then ni. Then further simplification we found n ln minus n summation over I equal to 1 to k ni ln gi. Here next term is ni ln gi. Then next term here this c ln gi into f e to the minus alpha into e to the minus beta epsilon I. So separately I can write with addition. Okay, so it will minus I to k ni ln gi, then plus I to the I equal to 1 to k ni alpha. So how it is? We know that ln e to the power alpha minus alpha will be nothing but minus alpha ln e. So ln e is nothing but 1. Okay, so we are going to get only minus alpha. So if we are going to get minus alpha, already minus is there, so it will be only alpha ni is going to be multiplied. So ni alpha, which is summation, which is inside the summation of I equal to 1 to k. Then next term will be, you can see also exponential term is there. So ln of e to the power minus beta epsilon I will be nothing but minus beta epsilon I. So we are going to get plus ni beta epsilon I summation over I equal to 1 to k, and the last term is summation over ni, summation over I equal to 1 to k ni. Okay, now we have to consider this one I equal to 1 to k ni will be n. So this term will be capital N. This is plus capital N. Here one minus capital N is there. So this minus and plus is going to be cancelled out. Okay. Here two terms is going to be cancelled out. See, ni ln gi plus and minus going to be cancelled out. Only we are going to get three terms. N ln n, then summation over this one I equal to 1 to k ni alpha. Alpha is the constant. Summation of ni 1 to k is nothing but n. Can I substitute over here n? Okay, so here alpha n, then beta is constant, can be taken outside of the summation, and we can found I to k summation over ni epsilon I. Let it is your equation number 5. Okay, come to the next page. Now let the total energy of the gas molecules of the assembly is E. We have been considered the gas molecules, and let total molecules of all the gas molecules is E. That is nothing but your I equal to 1 to k ni epsilon I. So each and every level energy level value and corresponding number of particles, we are going to get total energy. So hence equation number 5 will be, you can see in your equation number 5 your last term is this one, that is your ni epsilon I equal to 1 to k, that is representation of total energy of the assembly of the gas molecules. Okay, so here we are going to put E, total energy. So this will be this one, right? Now let A equal to e to the power minus alpha, or we can write alpha equal to ln A. So just you have to take ln both the side. We can find minus alpha will be ln A, right? So instead of here alpha, we can write minus ln A. That implies alpha equal to minus ln A. So instead of alpha, I can write minus ln A. So ln W will be equal to n ln n minus n alpha is minus ln A. So minus n ln A plus beta E, right? So these two terms collectively can be written n ln n by A plus beta E. So ln W will be equal to n ln n by A is nothing but your partition function of the gas molecules. Okay, it will be n ln Z plus beta E. You can check your note. In our last class we have been discussed that n by A is nothing but your partition function. I'm going to show you. n by a, n by a or n by e to the minus alpha equal to z. Here also we have been considered a is e to the minus alpha. So n by a is nothing but your partition function. So now, and beta is nothing but your 1 by kt. Okay, beta is nothing but your 1 by kt. See how beta will be 1 by kt. There is a there will be a derivation that we have been studied in our third semester thermodynamics. So here in your course in this sixth semester, we have to just use. That means at that you can check your note. We done in the third semester that at the time of derivation of your Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, after Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution derivation, that means after this we have been derived that finding the value of alpha and beta. Okay, you can check your note, thermodynamics note. There we found beta equal to 1 by kt. 1 by k is your Boltzmann constant, and beta equal to 1 by kt we found. K is Boltzmann constant, T is absolute temperature. But here there is no need to derive this thing, that derivation. Only we have to use the beta value. Okay, so beta will be 1 by kt. So we found ln w equal to n ln z plus e by kt. Let it is your equation number 6. As per equation number 1, the entropy of ensemble or assembly will be, equation number 1 is nothing but your S equal to K ln W, right? Now we have to put the value of ln W there. We are going to found entropy. So instead of ln W, if we are going to put this much, then it will be n K ln Z plus E by T, equation number 7. For ideal gas, we have E equal to 3 by 2 nkt. Okay, the total energy will be 3 by 2 nkt. This expression is going to be derived. It can be derived from microcanonical ensemble. Whenever we are going to be discuss the perfect gas or ideal gas in canonical ensemble, at that time we are going to be found this expression. Okay, E equal to 3 by 2 nkt. But I suggest you just remember this one. Now at that time we are going to be derive how E equal to 3 by 2 nkt. Okay, so hence equation number 7 we found nk ln z plus 3 by 2 nk. Let it is your equation number 8. This equation number 8 gives the expression for the entropy of the assembly of ideal gas molecules. Okay, the thermodynamical function can be evaluated by using this equation number 8. So here I am going to say you something that here we found that the expression of entropy L S equal to n k ln z plus 3 by 2 nk. This is the expression of the assembly of gas molecules. Okay, so this is the entropy, and we know that from the entropy or by using the entropy expression we can found all the thermodynamical parameters or functions or quantities of a system. So is it the correct expression, or this expression also can be written as S equal to here you can see k ln z to the power n plus 3 by 2 nk. So here z to the power n is represents here only z is represents your what partition function of a single molecule. So z to the power n is going to be is the representation of the partition function of, here n, capital N, here is the capital N. So this z to the power n is the representation of partition function of all the molecules by considering all the molecules. Partition function by considering all the molecules. So previously we found the expression of the partition function of your single molecule is your z equal to your v by hq and 2 pi m kt to the power 3 by 2. This is your expression for the single molecule. So if we are going to consider z to the power n will be the partition function of considering all the molecules, then this expression will be v to the power n and h to the power 3n 2 pi m kt to the power 3n by 2. Okay, so this will be the expression of your entire gas or assembly of gas molecules. So is this true for always? If we are going to consider a gas and we are going to consider this is the partition function, is this true partition function that we have to accept for all the applications? No, the answer is no, because whenever we are going to study, next class we are going to study Gibbs paradox. Okay, Gibbs paradox. So Gibbs paradox, from there we are going to be found that this expression is not going to be holds good always. Some modification needs in this expression, because if we are going to consider, then we are going to face some problem. Means we know that entropy of entropy is additive nature. That means S equal to S2 plus S2, S1 plus S2. This additive nature is not going to be holds good if we are going to be consider this will be our the so-called partition function of the ensemble of the gas. So hence, according to Gibbs paradox, this expression is going to be changed, that we are going to discuss in this in your Gibbs paradox section. Now we have to use this entropy to find out the different thermodynamical functions. Okay, because here we have been considered the ideal gas molecules, where gas molecules are distinguished with each other. Okay, you remember this one. The gas molecules are distinguished whenever it will distinguished. That means inside this container, suppose 5 gas molecules are there. 5 gas molecules are there. If they are distinguished, that means this will be A, B, C, D, E, then it will be distinguished. So if distinguished means this expression of the entropy of the gas is going to be holds good. But if they are going to be not distinguished, fully identical, could not be distinguishable, then this could not be acceptable. This expression is going to be modified somewhat. That means this is going to be holds good for only distinguishable particle. That means for only Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. So whenever we are going to consider Bose-Einstein distribution, at that time this expression is not going to give the correct expression from which additive nature of the entropy is going to be proved. That means this expression is going to be modified if we are consider Bose-Einstein distribution. Whatever it has been proved by from the Gibbs paradox, that we are going to be discuss in our forthcoming classes. Now this expression, that is your equation number 8, is your entropy of ideal gas molecules, where the molecules are, here I have to write distinguished molecules. Here molecules are distinguished or you can write Maxwell-Boltzmann system, or Maxwell-Boltzmann system. Maxwell-Boltzmann system means it is fully classical, where all the particles are distinguished with each other. That is your Maxwell-Boltzmann system. Or Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law is going to be applicable where molecules are distinguished. That we have been discussed whenever we started the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution derivation. In that lecture, I have been discussed a classification. In a classification, I have been discussed. Okay, now we are going to use this expression to finding the different thermodynamical quantities or functions. First one is your Helmholtz free energy. I suggest that pause the video, write down your note carefully, which will be useful for your exam purposes. Helmholtz free energy is represented by F. The Helmholtz free energy F is given by E minus Ts. E is the total energy minus Ts. T is the absolute temperature, S is your entropy. As per the definition of Helmholtz free energy, it will be E minus Ts. We have to just substitute S, whatever we found in our equation number 7. Okay, in equation number 7 we found nk ln z plus E by kt. You can also consider equation number 8, no problem. So here we can found E, here nkt ln z, tt got cancel, it will be E. If we are going to consider equation number 8, then it will be 3 by 2 nkt. Okay, it will be, instead of E, it will be 3 by 2 nkt. And here Fz will be equal to E got cancel minus n k t ln z. This is your, let it is your equation number 9. This is the expression of Helmholtz free energy in the term of what? Partition function. Now now we have to consider total energy. If E bar is the average energy of a system of n particles, then it can be written as E by n, total energy by total particle. Okay, so total energy is nothing but your can be represented by Ni epsilon I summation over I equal to 1 to k, that we have been discussed just before, and divided by n is nothing but your A I equal to 1 to k Ni. Using Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law, this Ni can be written as Gi e to the power minus alpha e to the power minus beta epsilon I into Ei, that also we have been discussed, whole divided by also Ni can be written as this one e to the power minus alpha summation over. Here I summation over I not written I equal to 1 to k. You just consider each time I not written, you just consider it has been written intrinsically, it has been written I equal to 1 to k. Okay, e to the minus alpha e to the minus beta epsilon I. Now summation over I Gi epsilon I e to the power minus alpha e to the power minus beta epsilon I. Here e to the power minus alpha e to the minus alpha got cancelled, so the numerator terms are Gi epsilon I e to the minus beta epsilon I. The denominator will be, here I just missed a simple Gi to write Gi. See, Ni summation of Ni is nothing but Gi e to the minus alpha e to the minus beta epsilon I. So here in the denominator I just missed here Gi. Okay, you correct it. So now e to the power minus alpha e to the minus alpha got cancelled. This will be the numerator, this will be the denominator. Gi e to the minus beta epsilon I. And I told that beta is nothing but your 1 by kt, so it will be Gi epsilon I e to the minus epsilon I by kt whole divided by Gi e to the minus epsilon I by kt. Okay. Now E average is equal to, here gi e to the power minus epsilon I by kt is nothing but your partition function. Okay, that expression is nothing but your partition function. Check your note. This is your partition function is gi e to the power minus epsilon I by kt. So instead of this we can write z. So let it is your equation number 10. But del z by del t at constant v, if we are going to consider, then we found that, see, del z by del t, consider this one, it will gi is the constant. So this will be derivative of e to the power minus epsilon I by kt with respect to t. It will be minus, see, first minus epsilon I by epsilon I by k, then derivative of 1 by t. 1 by 2 it will be minus 1 by t square. Okay, see, e to the power minus epsilon I by kt derivative with respect to t, so it will be minus epsilon I by k into derivative of 1 by 2 t will be 1 by t square. So we can found epsilon I by kt square minus minus plus, so into e to the minus epsilon I by kt. So here del z by del t at constant v volume will be equal to 1 by kt square summation over I gi epsilon I e to the power epsilon I by kt. So this can be written as kt square into del z by del t at constant v will be this much, right? Will be this much. Now we have to put the value of this much as this in equation number 10. The denominator is nothing but this one. So instead of this one, if we are going to put this one in equation number 10, what we are going to be found? Come to the next page. That is your, now equation number 10 will be E average will be kt square by z del z by del t into v. Okay, kt square del z by del t into v. Already z is here at the denominator, so equation number 10 is going to be modified as this one. Okay, also this can be written as kt square del by del z of ln z. You just do the derivative of this one, so it will 1 by z del z by del t. Okay, del by del t of ln z is nothing but 1 by z del z by del t at constant v, this term. So 1 by z will be here. So E, the total energy will be here you can see that average energy will be total energy by total number of particles. Total energy will be this into this, average energy into total number of particles. That will be n into E average. It will be n k t square del ln z by del t at constant v. Let it is your equation number 11. See, these expressions are very much important as per your entrance examination concern. So direct in your entrance examination, it will be asked what will be the form of energy. So many different options will be there. You have to choose this option. Okay, like so. This is my suggestions that you have to remember these expressions. Okay, now come to the enthalpy. Enthalpy is nothing but total energy plus P into V, PV. So for 1 mole of ideal gas we have PV equal to RT, or we can write enthalpy H equal to E plus RT using equation number 11. It will be, see, instead of E we can write this expression n k t square del ln z by del t at constant v plus rt. This is your equation number 11, sorry 12. which is represents the enthalpy of the gas engine balloon. Now come to the pressure of a gas. The pressure of a gas is nothing but minus del F by del V. This is your Helmholtz free energy. Okay. The change of Helmholtz free energy with respect to volume at a temperature T is nothing but your pressure of a gas. So, how much it will be? Del F by del V. We found del F by del V. Del here is, this is the del F. F is already minus is there. So del F by del V will be nothing but how much we can write? Minus N KT del of ln z by del V. Okay. So if we are going to consider that term, already minus is here, and here expression we have to also consider again minus plus nkt del ln z by del V at constant T. Let it is your equation number 13. This expression is the representation of the pressure of the gas, Maxwell-Boltzmann gas. Okay, where the particles are distinguished with each other. Now we have to consider Gibbs potential energy is nothing but G equal to H minus Ts. Now we have to use equation number 12 and 8. Equation number 12 we found your H value we have to put direct over there. Okay, and here T and S value here we have been considered as nk ln z plus 3 by 2 nk from equation number 8. Okay, now just simplify. You can found G equal to nk t square del ln z by del t V plus RT minus nkt ln z minus 3 by 2 nkt. By using equation number 12 and 7, we can get equation number 12 and 7. If we are going to consider here 8, we consider it is 3 by 2 nk. If we are going to consider 7, instead of this one, we have to write nk ln z plus e by t, right? So it will be after simplification, simple simplification is there. This is C RT nkt ln z minus e, and here nkt square del by del z of ln z v plus RT. This term as usual it has been written, nothing changed. So here E is considered from equation number 11. From equation number 11 that E has been considered. Here I have to write. So from equation number 11 you just write from equation number 11. From equation number 11 is this much substituted. So here this term and this term both are equal and opposite sign got cancelled, and we found RT minus nkt ln z. So Gibbs potential, this form and this form you have to remember. Okay, equation number 14 and 15 expression for the Gibbs potential you have to remember. Sometimes your BSc exam, the question is going to be asked that you have to write only Maxwell-Boltzmann's thermodynamical functions. Only you have to write thermodynamical functions in the with the help of partition function. So these expressions are written with the help of partition function. Okay, whatever we have been discussed. So only for that question you have to write only the expressions. Okay, sometimes short question it will be asked, write down the Gibbs potential in the form of partition function for Maxwell-Boltzmann gas, that you have to write this one. Okay, specific heat at constant volume will be Cv equal to del E by del T at constant V, and del by del T E value we found here equation number 11 is nothing but this one that we have to use there. So here you just write from equation number 11. From equation number 11, I have been substituted this value n k t square ln z by del ln z by del t at constant v, whole constant v. Now here v is constant, here v is constant, that constant v can be taken outside. So here nk is constant, taken outside also. Now we have to consider del by del t of t square del ln z by del t. Okay, this is your first function, this is your second function. Now I am going to be do the derivative del by del t of t square del ln z by del t. So this is first. So derivative of t square it will be 2t del ln z by del t plus first function remaining without changes, it will be t square. Then second function, that is your del ln z by del t, is going to be differentiate with respect to again t, that will be del square ln z by del t square at constant v. This is your equation number 6. So Cv is this one. So this expression is the most important expression. This expression Cv used in various portions of your solid state physics. That Cv equal to nk 2t del ln z by del t plus t square del square ln z by del t square at constant v, that you have to remember. Okay, so these expressions whatever we have been derived, Cv gives potential G and G, pressure is this one, enthalpy is this one, energy is this one, total energy, and Helmholtz free energy. Helmholtz free energy, these are the so-called thermodynamical quantity or thermodynamical functions which are expressed in terms of partition function. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 expressions you have to remember for your future exams. So thank you so much. Here we have to stop this discuss this class, and in our next class we are going to discuss Gibbs paradox. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Pause the video, write down the note carefully, and ready for the next class, next video. Thank you so much.